Okay, everyone, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the next witness is in the witness stand. Please swear the witness.
James Jones, Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones, you got to bring the microphone close to you and speak right into the microphone. Keep your voice up, please.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning.
Do you go by a nickname?
Bird.
Bird?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
29.
And where were you born?
Chester.
I need you to...
You're going to have to speak right into the microphone, Mr. Jones, and keep your voice up.
Try to keep your voice up, okay, Mr. Jones? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you lived in Chester your entire life?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how far did you go to school?
12.
Did you graduate high school?
Yes, ma'am.
What high school did you graduate?
Chester High.
Now, did you have any jobs?
Yes.
And where'd you work?
Office Max and Brandywine Ice.
And in total, how long a period of time did you work?
Couple months out of both of them.
And in your entire adult life, that has been your only legitimate employment, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how did you support yourself?
On the street corners, selling drugs.
So you were a drug dealer.
Yes, ma'am.
How old were you, Mr. Jones, when you first started selling drugs?
12.
I'm sorry, did you say 12?
12.
And what were you selling?
Powder.
Now, is powder another name for what?
Cocaine.
And where were you selling powder cocaine at the age of 12?
Done a project. One pen project.
And how long did you sell powder cocaine when you were a 12-year-old?
For a couple months.
At some point, did you stop selling powder cocaine and then begin to sell something else?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you then begin to sell?
Weed.
And is marijuana another name for weed?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how old were you when you started selling marijuana?
Like 14, 15.
Where were you selling marijuana?
One pen project.
At the Wheelpen Projects? And where is that located specifically, if you know?
In the middle of Chester.
Little Chester? Now, at some point, you moved into the Highland Garden area, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember how old you were when you moved into Highland Gardens?
Like 16, 15, 16.
15, 16?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you remember what address you moved to?
12, 14 Cohane.
And when you moved to 1214 Coleraine, did the rest of your family move there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Did that include your brother Craig Evans?
Yes, ma'am.
After moving to 1214 Coleraine, at some point after that time, did you again begin to sell drugs?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you sell?
Powder. Powder
Is that again
cocaine.
cocaine?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you sell it?
Bull Street.
Can we have Exhibit 101, please? And can you publish it? Mr. Jones, do you see Exhibit 101 on your monitor?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that a picture of?
Bull Street.
And is that a picture of the area that you were selling cocaine in
Yes,
after
ma'am.
moving to Highland Gardens?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how long did you sell cocaine on Boyle Street?
Like 5 years.
So until about 15, 16, till 2021?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
age 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, did you stop selling cocaine on Boyle Street?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you go somewhere else to sell cocaine?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you go?
Down on 1400 block of Price Street.
The 14, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble.
1400 block of Price Street.
The 1400 block of Price Street?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a name for that area?
Down south.
Down south?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you went down south, what were you selling?
Powder.
And how long were you selling down south?
Couple months.
Now, is the 1400 block of Perkins Street also within the Highland Gardens?
Yes, ma'am.
I object. He said price.
It's what, sorry?
His answer was 1400 block
What did I
price.
say?
Price.
Then you don't have to object, I just was wrong.
Okay.
1400 Price Street, down south, is that also in Highland Gardens?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, at some point, did you leave from selling down south and go to sell somewhere else?
Down the cutoff.
You went down the cutoff.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, where's the cutoff located?
1300 block of Perkins.
Can we have exhibit 3A, please? Mr. Jones, I'm showing you what's been marked government's exhibit 3A. What is that a photograph of?
Cutoff.
The cutoff?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you went down to the cutoff to sell drugs, where on the cutoff were you selling drugs?
All over down there. That whole little area.
You gotta speak into the mic.
The whole little area down there.
The whole area down there?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that mean you were selling near this center block?
Yes.
And were you selling at other locations within the street?
All the way up to the stop sign.
All the way up to the stop sign?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were you selling when you went to the cutoff?
Powder.
Now, when you went to the cutoff to sell powder, who did you buy it from first?
Brody.
And what did you get from Brody?
Powder.
I'm sorry, how much?
Ball games, quarters.
What's a ball game? Like, how much is a ball game?
3.5 grams.
3.5 grams. And how much is a quarter?
Like 7 grams.
How much were you paying for a ball game?
$200.
And how much were you paying for a quarter?
2.
2.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, were other people that you've been charged with also selling cocaine at the cutoff when you went there to sell?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury who that would be?
Everybody on the indictment, except the young bulls.
Okay, well, who? Let's reverse it then. Let's do this differently. Were any of the defendants in the courtroom selling drugs on the cutoff when you went down to the cutoff?
Yes.
And can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury first their names and then point them out?
When I first went down there, Brent Hall
Where's Brent Hall?
in the middle.
Well, you have to identify
You
him
have to identify something
by what he's wearing or something like that.
Wearing a pink shirt.
Pink shirt. All right, identifying the defendant, Brent Lamar Hall.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Was anyone else in the courtroom selling drugs at the cutoff when you first went down there?
Probably Jamal with the black
Say it
jacket.
again.
Jamal.
Jamal?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And where's Jamal?
With the black jacket.
Indicating for the record the defendant, Jamal Muhammad. Was anyone else down there selling when you first went down there?
No.
Now, at some point, were other people who were not in the courtroom selling when you went down there?
Yes.
And were they selling powder?
Yes.
Now, when you first went down to sell at the cutoff, did you have a problem going down there? Like, were you able to just go sell on the cutoff from
Yeah.
Boyle Street?
Yes.
And why were you able to sell down there?
Because I was from the Gardens.
Because you were from the Gardens.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, at some point, did you get your drugs from someone either in addition to or other than Rodney?
Yes, ma'am.
And who would that have been?
Dave.
B?
Dave.
Do you know B's real name?
I said Dave. David Hall.
Dave.
Yes.
Is
David
that-
Jones.
And what were you getting from David Jones?
Ball games, quarters, halves.
Now, you've told us how much a ball game was.
Yes.
And you told us how much a quarter was. How much is a half?
400.
No, not what you were paying for it. How much drugs is that?
Like 14 grams.
So you were paying $400 for that. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, at some point, did you stop getting your drugs from Dave?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you were getting this from Dave, was it still powder cocaine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At some point, did you stop getting it from Dave?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you stopped getting it from Dave, who did you get it from?
Mo.
And who is Mo?
Eddie Walker.
And is Eddie Walker in this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you point to Eddie Walker?
First one, blue jacket.
Indicated for the record the defendant, Eddie Lee Walker. Now, how much were you getting from Eddie Walker?
Ball games, quarters, halves.
Were you paying, well, strike that. How much were you paying Eddie Walker for a ball game?
Same prices, 100, 200 for a quarter, 400 for a half.
So, 100 for a ball game, 200 for a quarter, and 400 for for half.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you say same price, that's the same price that you were paying too.
David Jones.
Now, at the time when you started getting your, I'm sorry, I'm presuming something, were you also buying cocaine from Eddie Walker?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At the time that you started buying your cocaine from Eddie Walker, were other people also selling drugs on the cutoff, additional people, other than you've already named?
Yes, ma'am.
And who would that have been?
Everybody. Everybody on the indictment.
So you are familiar with the individuals you were charged with, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're saying, when you say everybody on the indictment, are you referring, what are you referring to?
Everybody that's on there. Everybody in the courtroom. Everybody that's not here.
Everybody in the courtroom and everybody who's not here.
Yes, ma'am.
And not here meaning the other people that were charged with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, did you ever get drugs from Corey Husbands?
Yes, ma'am.
Does Corey Husbands have a nickname that you know of?
York.
York?
Yes.
When you got drugs from Corey Husbands, what were you getting?
Ball game.
Ball game?
Yes, ma'am.
And how often would you have purchased drugs from Corey Husbands?
Like 3 times, 4 times, 3 to 4 times.
Now, did guys who were selling drugs in the cutoff have tattoos? Did some of them have tattoos?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have tattoos?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we have Government's Exhibit 31A first, please? Yeah, could you publish it? And who's that a photograph of, Mr. Jones?
Me.
Can we have Government's Exhibit 31B? Now, is that your right arm?
Right on. Yes, ma'am.
And can we publish it, please? May I put the monitor on?
Yes.
Mr. Jones, at the top of your right arm, there's a word, is that right?
Yes.
And what's that word?
Berg HGs.
And BER stands for what?
My name, my nickname.
And HG stands for what?
Highland Gardens.
And then if you go down your arm a little bit more, you see BER again,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's your nickname.
Yes, ma'am.
And then at the bottom you have Laugh Now, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you have HGs? What does that stand for?
Represent the Highland Gardens.
So that's to tell the world that you represent the Highland Gardens.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
someone from the Gardens, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we have Government's Exhibit 31C, please? And can you publish it? Mr. Jones, you see Government's Exhibit 31C.
Yes, ma'am.
And on 31C, what's written?
The Hill.
The Hill?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
what's on your bottom of your hand?
Cry later.
Does that go with the Laugh Now?
Yes, ma'am.
What does the Hill stand for?
Short for Killer Hill.
And
I'm sorry, short name.
Short for Killer Hill.
Short for Killer Hill. And what is Killer Hill referring to?
The Highland Gardens.
Can we go to Government's Exhibit 31D? Can you publish it, please? Mr. Jones, do you see Government's Exhibit 31D?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that another tattoo on the, I guess, the interior of your arm?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
A AK-47 bullet.
And what's inside of that AK-47 bullet?
A skull.
Can we go to Government's Exhibit 31E? And can you publish it? Now, Mr. Jones, you see Government's Exhibit 31E?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are the two letters that are on the back of your neck?
BG.
And what does the rest of the writing say?
Against the world.
Who's BG?
Me.
And what does BG stand for?
Bird Gang.
And so it's Bird Gang against the world, is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, did you ever get tattoos with other individuals who were selling drugs down at the 1300 block of Perkins Street?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us who?
My brother, Craig Evans, J. Bill Gordon, Eddie Walker.
Let's talk about the tattoo first that you got from Eddie Walker, got with Eddie Walker. Which of the tattoos you've just shown us did you get when you went with Eddie Walker?
Laugh Now, Cry Later.
so the ones on the bottoms of your hand. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And can we show the witness 26C first? And can we also show the witness, can you split it and show him 26D? I'm sorry.
We've already seen this on the post.
Yeah, I just want you to split it.
What's the other one?
26D. You're seeing what's been marked, Government's Exhibit 26C and 26D. Have you seen these tattoos before?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you with Eddie Walker when he got one of these tattoos?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall where you went to get the tattoo?
I think down Delaware.
Down Delaware?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall as you sit there today, sir, specifically which of those tattoos you got with Mr. Walker?
I don't remember which one, but it was.
It was one.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, did you sell cutoff, strike that, did you sell drugs, you can take that down. Did you sell drugs in the cutoff until your arrest in 2009?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, at some point, did the cutoff go from selling powder to crack?
Yes, ma'am.
And when the cutoff went from selling powder to crack, did you go from selling powder to crack?
Yes, ma'am.
Who introduced you to selling crack?
Eddie Walker.
When you say Eddie Walker introduced you to selling crack, can you describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we'll strike that. Prior to Eddie Walker introducing you to sell crack, was anyone else selling crack as far as you knew at the cutoff?
Yes.
Who?
Nah, what you mean?
Before.
No.
Before, let me ask you better in a way to understand. Before Eddie Walker introduced you to crack, did you know of anyone else in the cutoff was selling crack?
No, ma'am.
So, as far as you can recall, who's the first person to sell crack at the cutoff?
It's Eddie Walker.
Now, have you ever seen cocaine cooked into crack?
Yes, ma'am.
Who showed you how to cook cocaine into crack?
Eddie Walker.
When Eddie Walker showed you how to cook cocaine into crack, do you recall where you were?
Yes, ma'am.
And where were you?
Couple houses in the Highland Garden sections.
What I want you to do, Mr. Jones, is I want you to be specific. Whose house in the Highland Garden section did Eddie Walker show you how to cook crack in?
Burned down Ozzy's.
Brendan Ozzy's?
Yes.
Where did they live?
On Sword Street.
Who else, if anyone?
Rambo on Carey Street. His house on Kane Street. And Soldier House on Karen Street.
Now, was Rambo's house a house that individuals from the cutoff used to either package or prepare drugs to be sold?
Yes.
Did you use Rambo's house?
Yes.
Did anyone else in addition to you use Rambo's house?
Yes.
Who?
Couple people on the indictment.
You can say their names.
Butch, my brother, me. That's all I can think of right now.
How is it that Eddie Walker came to show you how to cook crack inside of Rambo's house?
Just asked Rambo, can we use his house?
And did Rambo give you permission to use this house?
Yes, ma'am.
And when he gave you permission to use this house, is that when Eddie Walker showed you how to cook cocaine into crack?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what he told you? Or showed you?
How to weigh it, how to put the stuff on there to cook it up.
What does cook it up mean?
Like, put the baking soda, weigh the baking soda out to go on, how much you cooking up, how to cook it in the pot, to do it when it get done.
What you do with it, what did he tell you to do with it when it's done?
Put it in the freezer.
You put it in the freezer?
Yes, so it can cool off.
So it can cool off. Mr. Jones, I really need you to speak a little closer into the mic so we can all hear you. Okay?
Yes.
Now, what you described to us that Eddie Walker showed you in Rambo's house, did he show you the same thing or something different in the other three houses? Brendan Ozzy's house, his house on King Street, or Soldier's house?
It was basically the same in Brenda house and Soldier house. In his house, used the microwave to cook it up instead of on the stove.
Okay. And on approximately how many occasions did Eddie Walker cook cocaine in your presence?
A lot.
And when you say a lot, give the ladies and gentlemen of the jury an estimate of what a lot means to you.
More than 10 times.
Now, did you ever, after being shown how to do it, did you cook cocaine into crack?
No, ma'am.
But you've indicated that you sold crack, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When you sold your crack, did you buy it already cooked?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, were other people also present in any of these 4 locations when Eddie Walker cooked cocaine into crack?
On King Street.
And who was present on King Street that you can recall?
Me, my brother.
And Mr. Jones, when you say your brother,
Craig
are you
Evans.
always referring to Craig Evans?
Yes.
Okay.
Butch, Scooby.
And let's break up for a second. Scooby is a nickname. Do you know that individual's real name?
Kareem.
Kareem?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't recall like everybody else.
That's fine. It's whoever you remember. How much crack were you getting from Eddie Walker?
Quarters, halves,
And
ball games.
That's a quarter ounce and that's a half ounce.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that's a ball game. Then you've already described for us the weights
Yeah.
before when it was cocaine.
Yes.
Is it the same weight when you're buying it as crack?
Yes.
How much were you paying?
I was paying 110 for a ball game, like 250 for a quarter, 450 for a half.
And how often were you getting those quantities of crack from Eddie Walker?
It all depends on how fast you sell out.
It all depends on how fast you could sell it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you could, on average, if you could tell us in an average week, how much crack would you buy from Eddie Walker?
It all depends on what I buy.
Well, let's say you buy a quarter.
Probably like twice, maybe 3 times a week.
So that's twice, maybe 3 times a week, and you're paying, what you say, $250?
Yeah, nah, I mean 2 and a quarter, like 2 and a quarter. Yeah.
So that's $450 to, my math isn't good, $675 a week that you're
Yeah.
paying him for this crack?
Yes.
Where are you getting that money?
From selling the stuff.
From selling it.
Yes.
And when you bought a half, how often would you get another half, bless you, from Mr. Walker?
See, a half different because you bagging up a lot, so it'll take probably a little while before you re-up again.
Okay, now, let's slow up, and I want you to explain that to the jury. Why is a half different?
Because it's more, and you
And
bagging
so-
up more.
Okay, and so it takes you longer to sell that.
Yes, ma'am.
So on average, if you were to get a half from Mr. Walker, how often would you get that?
Probably every 2 weeks, once a week.
Do you know what fronting is?
Yeah.
Okay, tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what fronting drugs is.
Like, you get some drugs fronted to you, and you pay for it later.
So you get the drugs first,
Yeah.
and then you pay later.
Yeah.
Did Eddie Walker ever front you the drugs that you just described to the jury?
No.
So when you got these drugs from Eddie Walker, you paid money, is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
Did you pay him in cash?
Yes.
Were there ever any instances or occasions or times when Eddie Walker would front you with crack?
Yes.
And when is that?
When he went out of town.
You indicated earlier that Mr. Walker showed you how to cook cocaine into crack inside of his King Street address. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How often were you inside of his King Street home?
almost every day.
And when you were inside of his Kane Street home, did you have occasion to see drugs and/or things that are used with drugs?
Yes.
Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury where you would have occasion to see these things?
In the kitchen drawer.
We have exhibit 321, please. And can we publish it? Mr. Jones, you have in front of you what's been marked up as exhibit 321. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that a picture of?
Mo's kitchen drawer.
That's a picture of Mo's kitchen drawer?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mo is Eddie Lee Walker, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you see inside that picture of Mr. Walker's kitchen door?
Bags,
Kitchen drawer, I'm sorry.
bags, isotol, box of bullets.
Now, you indicated that you were in Mr. Walker's home pretty much every day, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you take the picture? Do you recall from what point to what point that you were in his home that often?
What you mean by that?
Yeah, let me ask a better question. Do you recall the time frame? When did you start being in his home all the time, and when did that stop?
I can't remember when it started, but it really slowed down when he got locked up.
Mr. Jones, did it start before you were selling crack or after you were selling crack?
Before.
Before. Now, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you consider your relationship to be to Eddie Walker?
Real close.
Real close.
Real close.
And what is it about you and Eddie Walker's relationship that caused you to describe it as real close?
We used to call each other like father, like son, like that close.
And being that close to Mr. Walker, were you ever present when Mr. Walker was supplied cocaine by other people?
Yes, ma'am.
And when, first of all, who did you see supply cocaine to Eddie Walker?
York.
York?
Yes.
And did you, well, let's talk about York for a minute. When you saw this, where were you?
In the house.
In whose house?
Eddie Walker house.
In Eddie Walker's house on what street?
Kane Street.
And approximately how many times did you see York supply cocaine to Eddie Walker at the Kane Street address?
Like 3, 4 times.
3 to 4 times. And approximately how much did you see him get supplied?
Like 4 or 5 bricks.
4 or 5 bricks?
Yes, ma'am.
What is a brick?
Guess a key.
A key?
Yes.
Is key another name for what? That's the short name of what?
Kilogram.
So, on approximately 3 to 4 times, you
Yeah.
saw Corey Husband supply Eddie Walker with 3 to 4 kilograms.
Yes.
What drug? Kilograms of what?
Powder.
And it's powder cocaine.
Yes.
Did you see anyone else supply Eddie Walker with drugs?
Yes.
Who?
Marshall.
Marshall?
Yes.
And again, where were you when Marshall supplied Eddie Walker with drugs?
Kane Street.
And approximately how many times did you see Marshall supply Eddie Walker with drugs on King Street?
Like 2 times.
Whether the supplier was York or Marshall, well, I'm strike that. I don't know if I asked you this, I don't want to jump ahead. How much did you see Marshall supply?
Like 3 bricks.
Six?
Like 3. Like 3 kilograms.